All of you to the webinar on the introduction of the SHRM and how to approach and guidance to clear the test. So in this, we will discuss about the trainer, about the SHRM, about the SHRM certifications, and about the SPMC School of Human Resource and tips to clear your exam. And the participants will get their participation certificate, and your downloads will be given along with you the certifications like the SHRM BOCK, sample question answers, some of the sample question will be shared with you. Then handbooks, recertification handbooks, all this be shared with you. SHRM scorecard, academic list, and your SHRM course curriculum guide. Everyone is aware about the SHRM, what is SHRM and why. Some are curious what kind of certification you need to know. Few people don't know about the SHRM also. Let me take you to the SHRM, why SHRM and what is SHRM. Let me introduce myself before I proceed to the SHRM, because it is important to know who is giving you the training and what the profile of the trainer is. My name is Rahul. I'm Rahul Venkatesh. I'm the CPHR from SCP, GPHR, and SPHR certified, and I'm imparting the trainings for all these certification, global certification. I did masters, then in specialization, and with the bachelor's of technology. I have been into this HR domain for last 18 to 19 years across the globally. I am imparting the trainings with the corporate experience and consultation with the trainings part. I am the trainer. I have been giving the trainings to the Fortune 500 companies. So I worked with Pfizer INC for many years. Then as a consultant and a trainer. In fact, in 2015, I received this award from Honorable Governor of Punjab and the Chandigarh. So, SHRM Leadership Award and various other rewards like the SHRM, and this is my certificate for the SHRM SCP, and this is CPHR. There are other certifications also, because this webinar is basically for the SHRM SCP, so I have attached this. You can see my payroll statutory lectures on the YouTube. There are YouTube lectures are there on the channel SBMC School of Human Resource. About SHRM, Society for Human Resource and Management. Their tagline is the voice of all the things for work and workplace. What is all about SHRM, how to move, how to as a SHRM, as a society SHRM, it is as we just suggested, it's a voice of all the things. Voice of all things where you SHRM it creates a better place, a workplace for the employer and the employees that thrive together, and a voice of all the things like their workers, workplace, and SHRM is the foremost expert and convener in the leadership and assuring the impact today's evolving workplaces. There are more than 3 lakhs of the HR business executive members across the global, across 165 countries, and the impact on their lives, SHRM impact their lives, and impacts the corporates also globally. SHRM certification, why the SHRM is focused basically on to make sure that HR practitioners are seeking and attaining these certifications, and they're committed to ensuring that certification and its member achieved, recognized as a best in class, and distinguish them in the marketplace. The SHRM has more than 35,000 now professionals across the world, those who have been developed over the SHRM competency model that is based on the actual live practically competency model that is based. Why? In fact, we have we just know about the SHRM, what is SHRM. Now, why SHRM certification itself? Earning the SHRM SCP or the CP, Senior Certified Professional and Certified Professional credentials makes you the recognized experts and leaders in your HR field, and making your yourself as a asset to your organization, and keeping your organization ahead into the competitive market. And it also gives you the professional distinctions that sets you apart from your colleagues, from your competitors, from the providing high level of your understanding about your uh, domain, and you have a level of knowledge. It ensure that you have attained the high level of knowledge and the skills. It's because this SHRM competency that is based on the competency based, and that is basically SHRM certification provides you the opportunity to provide not only to know you, but you can apply to the knowledge on your job. As the data shows, the 73% of the examinees say the SHRM SCP and or it is the SHRM CP exams are just like the HR job relevant. Sometimes people are saying that these many certification are there, these are not relevant to their uh, practical part. These are more of bookish. But here, these whatever the examination are that are set with your practical part related to your jobs. In the next slides, we'll see why what kind of questions banks will be there, and it is universally applicable. It's built on the comprehensive SHRM body of competency and knowledge, like the SHRM normally called as SHRM BOCK block. And SHRM certification is applicable across the industry, like the geographic borders, job responsibility, and career levels. Certification also focus on the advancement, like more than globally 5,000 employers. They look out for the HR professionals, those who are SHRM certified. So they're based on the current HR landscape, because these certification focus on the competencies, knowledge that needs to be applicable in your day-to-day activities on your daily lives, and it is based on the strategic basically you see based on the in-depth research focus on the backed by the global employer business leaders. Some SCP and CP credential reflect what practitioners need to know to the leaders in their organization and in the profession. SHRM certification is the only HR certification offered by the world large HR membership organization. One of the benefit of doing this certification and joining the SHRM is that you become a part of a member of big family. So where you learn, where you have experience, where you have explore yourself with the ideas, where you connect with the people, you become a part of a wide network, so that you become familiar with the new terminologies, law, and how people have attained their growth. So you become worldwide, you are connected. SHRM has supported more than 1 lakh employers, representing their 115 million employees worldwide. Now the question is, certification I want about SHRM. I have seen that this is good, and I really want to move to this. But which certification from SHRM? Is it the SHRM Certified Professional? CP stand for Certified Professional, or SCP stand for the Senior Certified Professional? As a certified professional, the person who is having the 1 to 3 years experience, or the 6 years, depending upon the graduation level. So these are basically people, CPR, those are engaged in the operational roles. But here, here you have just wait. For SCP, the HR professional at a senior level who operate the primarily at a strategic role. So means S basically the senior or the strategic part, those will be handling, and they are more closer to the management or the stakeholders or the CEO. Oh, they're part of the management. So more the certification you when you have the SHRM So then you are eligible for the reaching at the senior level position or the director level. You become into strategic role. This is the eligibility criteria from SCP and the CP. So how from SCP, it's the basically the 3 years of experience that is required, and for 6 years in case of the less than a degree that is required. But for a graduate to a master's degree or to a what you call bachelor degree, it is the 4 years experience, and in a graduate degree it's a 3 years experience. It means masters. For masters you can have 3 years of the experience, then you are eligible for your SCP. Then you have your these are the criteria for getting your SHRM certification. So now the point is where to apply, how to prepare, what happens if I'm investing. Let's see, what is the general criteria? Eligibility criteria, because the examination that we have seen from the SCP and the CP, this is basically HR related experience. The SHRM want that you must attain the 15 functional areas of the HR. What are these functional areas? Let us understand, and these must as a part of the working profile as or it is to attain the SHRM certification, and that is related to whatever is given in your SHRM BOCK walk, body of competency and knowledge. Means you must be familiar with the all the terminologies, all the functional areas to reach at a operational level and to reach as a strategic level. In the end of the webinar, after that, once you will giving you these participation certificates, we'll send you the BOCK or what exactly is this. We'll going to mail you along with your participation certificates. An applicant must be able to demonstrate that they have devoted at least 1,000 hours in a year or the activities in a calendar year. It means you must be working with as an HR or a part-timer you're working, then again you need to demonstrate. And for taking the examination, for appearing for the examination, you need not to take any membership for the SHRM. But if you take it, there are certain benefits, like there is a fees waiver, some kind of discounts for the members. There are many other discounts, like the conferences, webinars are paid webinars which become free or some discounted. That is where, and SHRM membership also give you the there is some job profiles where you can search and apply. So that are the benefits for getting the SHRM membership. So this is the slide which shows how to first you decide, then you apply and schedule, then you prepare, then you test, and you achieve your certification, and then you recertify. For recertification, you need at least 60 PDC in 3 years, professional development credits. This is the portal. Once you become a member or you want to apply for the examination, you just create your account on the SHRM.org. You can Google it out, and here you can apply for the exams. Here, when you apply for the certification, so these are the member benefits. These are the any webinars. These are the resources. These are the e-learning resources where you have the lot of study material or a lot of or related not only to the SHRM, related to the other parts like the strategic part, to the analytics part, business partner, or to the workforce compensation, and to the anything, and the events are there. Here you can apply for your SHRM SCP, and there is examination window, a testing location, and you can check your eligibility criteria. There are the learning options you have. You can take the learning options from the SHRM also, but sometimes people are not ready for the online. They just want to take a instructor led. Their classes are not instructor led, though they have, but they are highly they cost you. And here you have recertification credits. You can get it after getting your SHRM. So this is my own profile which I have given you or shown you, and this is. When you know about your SHRM exam, what examination are, how it consists of, what is the length, what is the format, how to crack this exam, where to go. Let's see. Format of the exam is basically it's a computer based and it's a 4 hour in the length. It's a very lengthy exam. It means normally examination are for 2 years to 3 years or sorry hours. It is the 4 hours of the length. So it's you have to be patient, have to keep your patience and your mindset clear, and you must have the stamina on with your mind with the proper control without wavering here and there into the office work. When you have this question, 160 questions will be there in your screen when it comes. And out of 160, there will 95 questions will be there that will be standalone, 65 knowledge based, which will be related only to the HR knowledge, whatever you've done in your colleges to your degrees or in your that related to the core HR. Then 65 question will be based on the situational base. It means 40% according to the life experiences of HR, what kind of situation. It's just like the case studies question will be there. I have given this 130 ratio 30. It means 30 questions will not be included as a scoring part. These are the test question or the field question or some it is also other name is field question, means these will be used to develop the next session question bank. So it means 130 question you have to score, you have to give your right answers to attain the 200 marks, that is the passing marks where you attain. So out of 160 you don't know which 30 will not be scoreable or it will be scoreable. You have to give every answer. You need not to skip any answer. There's no such negative marking in that exam format. So you will have the cluster of question which will pop up in your screen like the there are 5 clusters or something, like just like the first you will have the knowledge cluster item, then you have the situational judgment item. There are approximately 5 clusters on the test. So it's a breakdown of testing is some is given as here. It's a 2 minutes of break, then your confirmation, 8 minutes of your introduction, then a 4 hours exam, and time survey time will be here 5 minutes. Scoring is 200 is required to attain your certification for Scrum, and minimum marks are 120. You have to attain 200 for this. You will get passed immediately on your screen. After that, certification will come in few weeks to you. These are the few of the discounts for the members or non-members. This is the fees for 300 USD and 375 and 475 $100 of the discount for the for the members. So the application of 50 USD dollar that is included in this. And testing schedule, it happens twice a year. It's in the spring and the winter. And the spring now it has been extended to the June to August. 2.5 months is a testing time, and in the January, December to mid-January, February, it's a testing time. So you can apply before that. Early bird, there are more discounts of early bird, and for the standard, there's no such discount for that. So let's come to the description of exams, how it works. So it's a it will be standalone like your knowledge based item, and the scenario based situational item will be there. Two type of multi choice questions will be the MCQ questions are there, and these are the type of the items. Here you have HR specific knowledge item where you cover all your 15 function areas, and you have to score all the correct answer. If you get the correct answers, then you will be scored. If you leave it or bland, there is no such negative marking. And then next is the foundational knowledge item. Specific HR is the foundation knowledge. So do both relate to the HR knowledge and is the foundation knowledge. Cover the key concepts considered to be foundation, fundamental or the foundational to the 8 behavior. So here you have the behavioral competences. Here you have the 15 functional areas that will be included. I'll discuss with you which are the 15, which are the 8 behavior in the next slides. Then you have your situational judgment items that are that access their candidate judgment, decision making skills. Field test item are that allow the gathering of the data. So these will not be counted. This which I have Give an example like 30 question from the field test item. They will not be included in exam, but these allowed for gathering of data of the question bank, the effectiveness, how you, those they will increase the level of the difficulty, and they see how many people are going to give the right answer or something. When you prepare for the SHRM, you must, there are the, you must go with the, as per the line of the SHRM, you must consider the body of knowledge, competency and knowledge, and comprehensive exam and world-class instruction material that is required, and certification preparation tools that are required. That is, I have given you whatever the SHRM they want, the people, the candidate, aspirants, what exactly they go to clear to this certification, to clear the exam. As per the guidelines, so SBMC also has developed certain criteria like the preparation tools are there. We have developed the uh, material which are based on the SHRM book, and these are the technical competences where we are speaking, just discussing a few slides back. 15 functional areas are there. So 15 functional areas where you are having like a people, organization, workplace. So the HR expertise is required. 15 is, if you count it here, all will constitute the 15. And for people, it's the strategic HR planning, your talent acquisition, employee engagement, retention, learning and development, and your the total rewards. Total reward is a new name for the compensation and benefits. For organization, you have the structure of the HR function, and for your organization effectiveness, workforce management, employee and labor relations, technology environment. Here you have the HR, the global context like the diversity and the risk management, corporate social responsibilities, and US regulation related to the work. These are the technical competencies that is required as a 15 HR functional area that will be required. For behavioral competencies, 8 behavioral competencies are required, like leadership, navigation, business acumen, consolidation, critical evaluation, global cultural effectiveness, your ethical practice, relationship, and communication. When you study the modules of the notes, so you must come up with all the definition. What is ethics? What is the relationship building? What is the business acumen? What kind of leaderships are there? What kind of consultation? What are the evaluation map criteria? HR metrics? What are the culture effectiveness? Hoffman's or something interculture, masculine or the feminine culture? How they are, and the communications. So here also in the technical competencies, you must be conversant with all the criteria like the strategic HR, what kind of strategies are there, corporate restructuring, your corporate level, your the employee engagement activities, which are the models for the employee engagement activities, what are the learning and development, what is the total reward, how it is calculated, how you to use the HR matrix formulas, yeah, and what are the technology management like the use of the ERP, HRIS, and employee relation, your collective agreements, your emergent relationship, how they emerge. So what kind of laws are there that is related to the employee engagement and the US laws that affects, and how to mitigate, how to control your risk and the diversity. So these are the technical areas where you have to be. So let's come to the, this combines the whole picture, becomes your the SHRM body of competency and knowledge. These are all the technical, and they are the behavioral competencies. This one is technical, this is the behavioral combined with the body, SHRM body of BOK. Let's come to, again, I'm coming back to the 160 questions are there, and 4 hours, 95 the knowledge base, 65 the situation base. Why I'm stressing on this slide? Because time is short for this. 95 questions are knowledge, but situational base always demands you to think more. Here you cannot remember, you just have to correlate. This is how to give the answer. And the question size will be big in the situational base. It's not like the small base. Right? So that is the, so there will be 130 to 30 field questions out there. This is the distribution of item of content wise, like for behavior, you have your leadership, business is 18%, interpersonal is the 18.5, and here the situation and the foundational knowledge that becomes the 50% from the situational and foundation. And nature specific is also 50% where people, organization, workplace, or the strategies require. That is there. So the main question comes is the how to prepare and whom to consult. How to prepare and whom to consult, that is the main thing. I have come across with the many of the students, they're discussing about the certifications. They always Google it out, and they just go out where to consult. They join certain kind of, go to the Facebook, go to the WhatsApp, they go everything on the Google out there, but they're confused sometimes where to go, and that is the main problem. Some, they think there are the very 2-day courses are there, some are giving the free coaching, some study groups are there. So where to consult? Let me just give you the idea from where you can consult, because let me just give the introduction of the SBMC. Why? Firstly, I am giving you the what is SBMC, why SBMC, and then you have to decide whether you want to opt for SBMC or not, and why I'm giving the training for the SHRM. SBMC is now not a new in the market. It's a very started in the 2004. So it means a lot of experience, a lot of good faculties, research work has been done. So it's a pioneer in training, recruiting, payroll, temporary staffing, and you're the SHRM CPHR SBMC provides the training from SHRM CPHR, HRCA, CAPD. Then SBMC is the CPHR, BC, and Yukon Asia Center that whole, and more than 6,000 students have been trained by the SBMC, including their internship for the colleges. Then we have office in the Canada, in the Calgary, and the India, from Mohali, Panchkula, Noida. We have the global presence. We have the affiliates like in UAE, in Canada, we have the office. About the trainings, what kind of trainings we are providing: the CPHR training, SHRM training, SHRM SCP, HRCA's trainings, GPHR, SPHR. Then providing the CIPD trainings. Then benefit of the trainings are that we are, apart from the other training, we are providing the strategic HR partner, total rewards, HR analytics, payroll, statutory compliance, PMS development. So these are the trainings which, apart from these, we do provide. HR journalist training we provide. There are the what are the benefits, training certification. So our trainings have been endorsed by the CPHR Canada, and it will give you the recertification benefits, and these are the globally accepted. So exam preparation, why exam preparation? Where, why? What are the benefits? So we are offering the SBMC offers you the live classes, the approved training material that is approved by the SHRM, the CPHR, HRCI. So we have the question bank, more than 2,500 question bank for multiple choice question for the SHRM we have, and 1,500 flashcards are there, glossaries there, and trainers are certified. So you will be in safe hands to know what kind of questions are there. Benefits of training, apart from this, all the trainings are in length from 1 to 2 months or 30 hours. So we try to complete it. We give you the techniques to remember the things, and there are a lot of discussions with the trainer on the question bank and tricks to clear the exam. In later slide, I will show you what are the tricks exactly to clear your exams. So how the fact. Exam tips and preparation. When to study, how to prepare, how SBMC can. SBMC always recommend, don't join the study groups or the free discussion material which is available in the market. There are many reasons for this. Just be cautious for that, because the people who are discussing with you, they are all immature in the terms, they don't know, they don't have the experience about the examination. Even in fact, they are just like you. They are just if some of them are confused, whether they have understood the wrong concepts, they will impart the wrong concepts to the market. What will happen? You will learn the wrong information about certain laws or something. So we just recommend, be cautious to go for the free discussion study groups, because as the study shows, these are the certain disadvantage of study group. What are these? Every member of the group is not committed for the study. Some are for the sake of fun, for the sake, and there are some negative attitude of the members, that some will be having the fear factor. They will always keep you the negative vibes, sending you, I'm afraid of this. So and you will be and there is a skill setup, different skill setup for each member. So why to think from that perspective? And capability of the each member is different, efficiency is different. You may be speaking to a person who is low in caliber than you, who is just guiding you. You don't know his caliber. You're just meeting on the WhatsApp. You're meeting on the Facebooks. Why to go with that kind of, though, that member who is not certified and who is not capable? Even in fact, you may be highly capable for that, but you are asking from him. You're taking advice from them. These are the studies. I'm not. This is not only from my perspective. If you come across with the globally, you will 80-90% all the trainers, all the certification agencies will say this, endorse this slide. And secondly, apart from classroom studies, on studying your own, you have to dedicate your time to this self-study group. Rather than going for the training, you are on the WhatsApp, Facebook. Yes, I'm doing this. I have got this material. You are getting the relevant material. You don't know what people are doing and giving you the copy paste and giving you what exactly is this. Because these certification agencies, like whether it's HRC, whether it's SHRM, they keep on updating the material which you will get either free of cost or something which your friends are passing on you, that may be outdated. And after 6 months or 1 year, 1.5 year, these certification agencies, all the SHRM keeps on changing the materials. So you need to be updated for that. And passing rate, I have seen low among the study group members. You are left with what? You're left with your loss of fees. To save the training fees, to save the books fees, you just waste your examination fees and that, and time also. Then you get demotivated. You don't apply. I have seen 70% people don't apply in the same year. They apply after 1 or 2 years when their company says. So it's better, if you're investing, please save your money. If you're investing for the fun sake or for the free, you're wasting your money. That is the advice which we can offer you. And how the methodology differ from free study groups to the training institute like this BMC. I have given you the certain disadvantages of the study groups. Now, what we can offer you the best to best is what, as we discussed in the previously, that it is on the SHRM recommends it's on the basis of your what, BOC BOC, audio competency and knowledge based. And secondly, there must be learning tools. So SBMC offers you both of the techniques. Like SBMC offers you the modules wise, the modules of the all the HR competencies, people, organization, workplace. And SBMC offers the online test bank. Glossaries are there, flashcards are there. You will have the case studies. So we'll show you what are the glossaries, how the flashcards they work, and trainer-led classroom where you're free, you just feel yourself safe that my queries will be solved, and live discussion will be there. If, in case you stuck up somewhere, you have doubt in the question, you can discuss in the classrooms. You're not just like the just studying from the any of the chapter from any on the virtual. It's a live based virtual, but it will be more of live based. It will be live, and it will, you can clear your doubts with that. Let me show you how the modules work for the SBMC. How what? So these are the module part. Like this one is the theory X and Y. If some of you can answer the need theory. So Normally, we have seen what is Maslow's theory, hierarchy needs. It is a short form is the need theory. XY theory, and where the leaders for the X and Y. X is basically more abstract, more of authoritarian, and here the people are more of people oriented. Y leaders are Y theory. Y says it means more of X, more of Y will lead to team leadership. More of X lead to authoritarian. It is person with the task oriented, less with the people oriented. But why with the people oriented, less with the task oriented? Though these are the club country members. If you see the Maslow's needs theory, it is individual motivated by the desire of needs. So starting from the psychological safety, security, belonging, and love. Third and fourth stage is your esteem and the self-actualization, and last one the self-actualization. So where you lower your needs that must be relatively satisfied in order to have a higher level need to emerge and serves to be motivated. This is the way we give you the training for that. And if you see the definition, what is conflict, what are the tactics for conflict resolution? So these are the tactics. Here the smooth tactic, asserts, avoid, collaborative, and the compromise. What are these definition? In the exam you will get these kind of definition. Accommodative is something you are emphasis on your agreement, and you asserts is basically to impose a solution, and to avoid is withdraw or to avoid the conflict. Collaborative is basically you collaborate with the third party, you can have the third way on the both sides. And compromise, you just compromise on one of the or the issues, you just be want to be collaborative on the compromising side. So you just concede to some issues to reach an agreement. The slide is the Potter's 5. So Potter 5, it is the um, normally there's a rivalry among the competitors. There's threat of substitution, threat of entry point, buyer bargaining powers of buyers, or bargaining power of suppliers. So when you come with in the classroom study, these are discussed in the details. These are the just the view how to uh, get into the training and what impacts are there in your mind. So while you're studying, you're discussing, you're just also there's a you're listening also, you're viewing also, so that become a picture in your mind. Now, which we discuss the online test bank. SBMC offers the online test bank just like the simulations test bank, really real life test banks. So this way, SHRM quiz is there. We have launched it. Like here, the timer will be there. You can practice at your place, at your home, and there will be the 160 question. Just have you have a lot of questions in this, so you just we have set the timers not to the 4 hour. We have just set the timers half an hour before because to make your speed fast. Because in the exam, we you have if you have a good pace, like just like in the practice of any as an athlete, so you just keep your targets more high so that when in the competition you can reach at the target. Now this is how it keeps you the pace. Once you're gone through the module, then you can have this test where you stand. This is the SHRM quiz we have developed. We have our own softwares where you can live anytime you can log in and you can give the exam, whether it is on the mobile, it's a laptop, any iPad or something. Uh, you can prepare for your examination. Next is the flashcards, which no one other offers as an institute. If you see flashcards, flashcard basically is basically to memorize the thing. Once you're done with your modules, you have to memorize the thing. So what kind of flashcard? What exactly is that? This is the sample of the flashcard. Here you have half of the portion on the left hand side will be given. You can fold the other part, the definition and the answers. So you can remember the things like what is balance scorecard and what are the benchmarking and benchmarking techniques are there. I'm just giving you it's basically for your people management. So people is are your like your balance scorecard is basically you have the performance it's a management tool that depicts the organization performance, and benchmarking where you identify your you can check your gaps, you just have the benchmarks that you set your goals. This is the way it works. So you can immediately here you can unfold, and there's a fold is there. We'll give you the hard copies for this. So you can fold it and you can remember the things. So whether you're traveling, you just keep your booklet with you and you just recall the things. You're not carrying your all your modules. In fact, in the office or you're traveling, or since these are the lockdown days, so you can work or you can study at your home. Like this is the organization based, like the joint deployment. What is joint deployment? What is judgmental forecast? This way, other portion has been given in your flashcards. Like the workplace like the Phillips and Martin Corporation, the Portal to Portal Act, Phillips Martin, these kind of questions normally comes with like the court case which have done, which were there. So according to what happened to what was the amendment in the acts, they basically for the women's to get the absence or to hire to rehire. So the US case that stated that the employer may not be in the absence of the business necessity refuse to hire a woman. In Portal to Portal Act, they define the hours work, therefore it is compensable or not, or something. It's a factor for calculating the overtime. Portal to Portal, that was amendment in your uh, traveling time and some where you get the overtime or not. And the HR competencies, like the what is the root cause analysis, what is rule of law. It is basically the definition that the root cause analysis, the analysis which describes it starts with the results and the backwards. So these are the flashcards which I've shown you. These will be part of your study modules and your question bank, glossaries. Let's come to the glossary and the acronym. So you will have the acronym just like this way. Acronym, you will be given these kind of because these question will come in your exam. What is ADDI model? What is ADR? What is ATS? What is CHRO? What is definition? So analyze, design, develop, implement, evaluation. That is ADDI model. ADR, the alternate dispute resolution. So you must remember these kind of acronyms. So when you're SMC of gives you the all the detailed acronym structure with the detail more than thousands of the glossary and the acronyms will be there. Like what is ADA? Normally people get confused with here between the ADA, ADEA and ADA, AAA, and there is a bona fide occupational requirement. Cobra is these kind of laws. So people get confused during the exam. Normally they click immediately on the, you have to write on the American Disability Act. You're just writing for the Age Discrimination Act. So this, if you don't remember the acronym, so you are confused. So here is the Age Discrimination Employment Act, and here is the American Disability Act. So both have a different version of giving these are the acts. And there is a COBRA, normally Consolidated Omnibus Budgetary Reconciliation, Family and Medical Leave Act. What it is a 50 ratio 75, so miles where 50 employees are working. So this way you can remember. There are tips to remember. I'll give you how we give you the tips. I'm just unmuting you. Let's participate in the question bank. Then we can have the discussion. Uh, you can unmute and give the answer so that we reach a conclusion. This is the answer on your question on the screen. Let's participate in the transforming the focus on the organization from a product to the customer. HR director's primary role is to ensure that first is the employees agree to change the management principles. Employees are given training in the change process techniques, freezing, moving, refreezing, and employee communication training and performance reward. All of the above. So can you give the answer for this? Anyone from the group participants? Can I give the answer? because these questions are the live questions and it will come in your exam just these way. In case you don't know the answer, you can participate also. I think no one is.
I would say C.
Yeah, same here. My opinion is also C.
Okay.
Because communication is the major channel, just through which is the main focus of organization. I think that's the key role.
Yeah, C.
C is
I would say C.
Yes, sorry, Anita. Yes, C is the right answer. This is the answer. When we are into the classroom study with the trainer led, so you will get to know why the answer C is there. Normally, you may get the answer, but you don't know why to give the answer. The same question may be asked in the examination in a different way, but answer would be the same. If you have clear your concepts, like HR primary role is the customer focus organization to align your employee behavior, training, communication, and the performance base. I've taken some of the easy questions. There are toughness level that varies. Some are easy, some are tough, some are more tough. Let's come to the next part. Let's come to this question. Engineering startups provides you startup test applicant on the software programming. A year later, organization calculates the correlation between the hired applicant score and the performance of the employees. They found to be positive correlation. What this means? It's a very easy way of giving the answer. So what the answer is? What is the answer?
I would say D.
Any other participant?
Maybe C.
I say positive correlation means more you get high score, more the performance. Negative is the more opposite way. So answer is your B, better performing. This is the answer. A correlation means the relationship between the two things. They move in the same direction. Positive is just like a positive correlation between the software test scores and the job performance means the job with the top performing employees scored higher on the test, and the negative correlation is two variables such that the value of one increase, other will decrease. That's why the answer is B for this. Better performing employees scored higher on the test. Let me have the another question, one more question. Let's see. A method of assessing the aptitude performance which is applied to the group of participants by the trained assessors using the various aptitude diagnostic process in order to obtain the information about applicants' abilities, development. This is more likely to what? This is called as what?
Assessment center.
Yes, it should be A, assessment center.
Yeah, A.
Very good. It is the assessment center. These questions, the answer is, let me show you the answer. That's the definition of the assessment center is the same which is given above. That is the answer. Why I've taken you this kind of answers, because there will be tough questions also. Normally what happens is this examiner asks you sometimes the easy way questions.
We request you to have a sample of some tough question, please.
Sample of tough questions. I have in last webinar I have put the questions. Right now I have not put. Right, I'll share you that. You can have my YouTube on the YouTube. You can check it.
Sure, we'll do that.
We will send you the sample questions by email. You can check.
Sure,
That'd be
thank you,
great.
sir.
That'd be great.
You can just drop us the your mail. Why am I? Yeah, please.
Just one more question. So would you have a recorded version of this webinar also in case, we want to refer back to it?
It's going on.
Yes, that'll be good.
It's a YouTube also live going on. It will be there. You can check.
Lovely. All right. That's great. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Why I am saying the kind of mixed kind of questions are there. Sometimes we feel as a candidate, uh, this cannot be so easy answer. We search out something, or if you have the easy questions, second way what happens, what people immediately jump on the wrong answer, because answers are sometimes very close. Sometimes like there one question, adverse impact and adverse effect. So people get confused that what is the law. It is four fifth rule is there. Is that adverse impact or the reverse effect? Just started clicking on the effect immediately with this such an enthusiasm that makes them the wrong. So that's why the glossary part is important. It's adverse impact. The fourth-fifth rule. It's 80% rule that is there. Let's come to this kind of question will be from the situational based. You can work out. Let's understand. Let's give the answer. And manufacturing manager with a 1,200 employees, non-union organization, tells the HR professional that there will be a plant closing of approximately 240 employees within next 2 months. Employees plans to use the seniority base selecting the affected employees and will not provide the severance package, which law should be the initial concern. If you have gone through these kind of laws, that's why I was discussing why the acronyms are required: NLRA, FLSA, WAN, ADEA. This
I think it's C. It's warned.
One.
I would want to know the full form of all these.
Yes, I have it, just aware about all these laws till now.
this is the National Labor Relationship Act, Family Leave, and the WAN is the. Let me give the answer. ADA, the ADA Act.
Yes, C is the right one.
Right. Yes. All.
I have a question. So, how relevant are these laws when you're taking this certification from US? Is it going to be same? I mean, aren't the laws different in US and India?
I tell you, good question. Uh, as a company, as a US based company, those who are basically all the multinational companies are the US based. Those who are working in India or in the Asian market, UAE market, or in the US, they want the company who's headquartered in the US. The person who is working here must be, if they are liaising with the US, because the senior person, the more you move up, either you will be coming up with the strategic role for as a SCP, right? So you will be coordinating with the US directors or something. You must be there. You must be having knowledge about the US, right? So,
Agree.
yeah, just unmute, please. There was some child noise. You can unmute and then you can, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
question.
so the
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Yeah, please go ahead.
So in India, if you take this paper from India, laws are not relevant. In a sense, what I've heard, this curriculum, US employment laws, is not a part of the questionnaire. Uh,
If you're
is
taking
it
it
right?
from US,
If you take from India or any other country apart from US, these questions are not is a part of questionnaire.
well, I'm not sure. Yeah, even my question is, so is the questionnaire different when you're taking it from US than in India, or is it going to be same? Is the course different? What is going to be a difference when you talk about taking in India and US?
Let me go back.
You
It's
already covered it. I missed that part. I'm sorry.
Let me go back to the POCK part. What your competency knowledge.
Okay.
From whether you are in India, whether you are in China, whether you're in US, exam will be on the same pattern, on the POCK pattern, right? So US employment laws and regulation are must for this. It is not.
are you sure about it? Because yesterday I had a discussion with somebody and I was told that it's also mentioned in SHRM site that for especially US employment laws is only for US and for rest of the
Yes,
world.
yes,
It's
exactly. The
minus
same
the
question is
curriculum.
mine. Yeah, for Indians, we should,
Yeah,
yes,
because I've
yes.
spent 2 months studying US laws because I didn't know anything about it. And then yesterday I came to know that it's not even part of the curriculum.
I mean, yeah,
Yes.
that makes sense, right? If you're working in India, you gotta be, taking the test about Indian laws.
The
So
Indian laws are you can have the always knowledge about the Indian because Indian laws are must when you are working in India. But for taking this, I'm referring you because my students are basically the companies they are moving from India. They are the expats, like they are coming from the US to India or Indian. They are moving back to the US. So what I'm discussing, whatever given in the BOCK, I'm not giving you any kind of my. You are all are right. It should be there. But as for the Shram, this is what they have given in their BOCK. You can challenge. You can ask if it why it is as given. The US employment laws and regulation is required and the workplace. The 15 competencies, 15 HR functional area. It is one of the. If you calculate it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15. That comes out to be 15 functional area. It is written everywhere, whether you are India. So it means you all are saying, if I am suppose in Australia or I am in the UAE, I would be having the different law. No, I would be.
Uh, So I had a discussion in length with SHRM people yesterday itself, and it's like for US, it's US laws, but for rest of the rest of the countries, there are no country-specific laws. Only if you move to Australia, you need to have a separate paper to qualify SHRM. Else, for rest of the world, it's minus laws because it's more
You,
global perception and it's all global knowledge which you need
but
to gain.
you, but I always recommend you must go with the laws because sometimes people are very they they feel that we don't go with the laws. I always recommend my all my trainees that you must be conversant with the laws, with the definitions, whatever given, because there are 18, 20 laws that are not much tough. If you read out and if you that will be part, and if you are going to the US for your any project, so you if you are unaware, if you're sitting in a board meeting and people are discussing this according to the ADA law, according to the any other law, as a strategic planner, so you are nowhere if you don't know the then you again you have to then you are seeking these certification like the GPHR or something. So that's why you need to understand these kind of, that's why I have taken you the law. They're not much tough, and there are ways to remember these kind of laws, right? So let me take you to the slides.
So I will say something. Hi, I live here in the States, and most likely the company who is in charge of the excuse me, the whole thing of the Sharma or SHRM. It's basically you get the certification here, but that is also globally, because I used to live in South America. Basically they will deal everything except by the law, because it's also different in South America. They will take this like a general thing to have mostly how the HR will be viewed within a company or a school or a corporation or a global corporation, just mostly generalized, because the laws, of course, is in every single country is different.
Yeah.
And I will say that they have this mostly is how the question before was saying about how HR in terms of dealing, managing employees, abiding by the training, all the what else, the benefits, things like that, is abide by the company here or the organization here in Virginia. I'm not in the state of Virginia. I'm in Texas, but then that's mostly what I understood, that is based on how they deal or manage the programs for every single, for HR in general in in the whole world. That's most likely. That's the way that I understand, because they also deal with the HR globally.
Yes, thank you so much, Dolly. You're right.
You're welcome.
Yeah, because every province, if you see, like just like in India also, or in the US, or in Canada, provincial laws are different. So you must remember these kind of laws. You have to be a generalized because OSHA is, if you see, occupational health and safety, almost similar laws as it works in Canada. Same way pattern comes with the occupational health and safety comes into India also. If you come across with the Employment Insurance Act or the any other act, they are all almost similar guidelines. That's why you need to, if you correlate with the things, laws are something not much of difference. Like overtime in US it's a 1.5, but in India it's a 2. If you have the knowledge, so you can remember the things like in a portal to portal act, so where you are claiming for the workers, like they are traveling, or whether you're giving the overtime or not. So these are the, you as a journalist, Dolly was right. You must have the knowledge, and in fact, these will give you the advantage, and there will be questions from these. So let me come to the question bank, and then to next. I'll show you a few more slides. This one's one of the 60 days notices required for the WAN Act, like the Workers Adjustment Retraining Notification Act, where you are going for a mass layoff. Before there are certain exemptions also why you don't want to give the notice, because of the you have applied for the loans or something. You don't want the company bad name, or the you just for the brand value you don't want to figure out. So there are certain exemptions also in the WAN. So there are the tricks for remembering, which I was just giving you. What kind of tricks? There are certain boring part which you feel that I need to understand, like the forecasting techniques, qualitative techniques, just like these acts are also there. There are certain techniques. Just one of my this is one of the way of remembering things which we normally give. Like I have developed different ways. I just tell you about the lecture. Like Delphi, I have highlighted Delphi with the L part is the red part, though it is the qualitative technique. L is the L. Sometimes you get confused with the quantitative, so I have highlighted the quantitative with the N part. N is the quantitative N, and the correlation part is the N, it comes in the last. So here you can remember the things. So sometimes the small this kind of question come, we just get confused with the Delphi part. There is the SPHR question, how the bill becomes a law in a legislation. We have to develop the different ways to remember how to develop, what kind of law, what are the EO orders, executive order 11246. So there are many kind of EO orders that have been correlated, which is related to the social security, which is related to the sexual orientation. So that is the tricks that will be given in the kind of training. That depends on the individual capacity to learn and individual ways to get the ideas. You can write on a paper, you can just mug it up, and when the question comes, immediately come to the conclusion rather than going for the confusion for that part. These are the tricks which we have developed. This is the one way of giving the tricks, because there are many other ways of getting. Let me go to this. This is the sitting style. Under the question come from the what is the banquet style, what is the SHRM style, what is the U shape. So examination, at the time of examination, we just get confused. So what kind of these are the kind of question that normally comes in exam. So this is the SHRM arrangement, that participants are interacting. Here you have the interaction. This is a way of reading out the things, and here you interact with the leader also. Here you interact with cell, and here you interact with these members. So these are just like the chevron setting there. There are U shape also. There are banquet shape also there. But then you have to think for which perspective this kind of sitting style is there, and for the training part. Let's come to the HR matrix formula. These are the, sometimes people get confused. We don't know much about the formulas, how to go about it, formulas, and how to remember the formulas. So these are the formulas, like what is the cost per hire. We immediately click. Sometimes it is written in the opposite way in the answers. So you have to be very cautious while giving the answer. This is the way you can remember. These kind of notes will be given, that the external cost per the internal cost and total number of hires. So this is like labor productivity, the sales divided by the number of employees. What the examiner does, he gave you this example, answer will giving you in a jumbled way all these. You have to remember, you have to then think what was the answer for the employee absence rate, or just you sometimes you can calculate the number of days, or you just sometimes some else will be given. This thing will be up, or this thing will be down, or this thing number of days will be multiplied up, or this will be in a reciprocal way. That will be there. These are the HR matrix formula. Let's come to this. Can you identify from the group what is this? What is on the screen?
This is cash flow statement.
That's income
Yes, that's
statement.
cash flow. Income statement, cash flow.
Cash flow or income?
Income, it's written there.
Income statement, right? So that was the confusion, na? In the exam, what is income statement, what is cash flow, what is balance sheet? This is a simple income statement. And this one, it is also written there. This is the balance sheet. So, objective of showing you these sheets, that once you're doing a course, there is a cash flow statement, there's the income statement, there's a balance sheet. There are other terminologies. When you are have been asked the question, you will not be asked the simple terminology. They will ask you, in this month this was the income, what is you asking, and so this way the answers have been given. So you, when you are reading out, so you have when we give you the question bank, then you can have the idea this kind of question will be asked. So if you come across with the 50 or 70 questions, we have developed more than 4,000 question bank with us. Or once you tried all the questions, you are just a perfect and expert in that. So last point is, once you're done with the exam, you pass the exam, it's time to earn your badge. So which badge suits you is applicable than you, the SCP or the CP. So this one is mine, which I've shown you on the screen. This is how you get it. You get the certificate, you get your letter, you get the badge on your it's a button type, and your visiting card type of visiting card from SHRM. So this packet you will receive once you are clear with the SHRM SCP. This one of the visiting card which I discussing, you will get it. You can keep with you. These are the reviews by the students who are just passed out, like the from everywhere, like the SPHR, from the SHRM certification, all the certification there. So these are many people, candidates are from the US also. Those are passed, like the Virginias or the Dallas, and so from the UAE, Canada, how they take the trainings from us, and from the India also. So this one, if you see, we have good ratings, and we just give the fair feedback to the candidates. We don't go for the any kind of miscommitment or the over commitment to the students. Where you have to choose the right guide, where you want to go. This one, all the certification for the SHRCI, SHRM, CPHR. So you can get all things here at a one-stop shop. So this one, then you have to it's your overall decision whether you want to contact SBMC for SHRM certification, for study material, for any kind of training spot. These are the phone numbers. This is for the Canada, and you can write on the emailers, and these are the Indian numbers where you can contact. These are the WhatsApp, you can, or Skype. So let me have the question rounds where you can discuss anything related to your, if you are, you're most welcome. You can unmute.
Let me ask you something. I heard, because, being here, another tip for the test is, I don't know, this is my first first time taking this test, but in some other tests here in the US, it's when you're reading the question, they have sometimes highlighted within the answers kind of a clue or like a clue that it will tell you kind of which letter is which question is the answer of the question, and that is something that, because sometimes for me it's hard to take an exam, but then that's what I heard from people that have taken tests before, that a question or a paragraph, and then the during the different answers, there's a letter or a question highlighted already, and that's the answer of the question that has been put on place with the answers. And that is something that I didn't know, that probably some of you have know that or don't know, but that's a trick here in the States that I heard when taking exams, that sometimes within the answers, a highlight question or highlight word is there, it will give you the answer of the question. Something that I don't know, that I think about it now that I'm gonna take this test, and I hear it's kind of hard. So
Yeah, actually, you're right. If you see the question, sometimes you have there is a words like accept, not. So candidate doesn't when you give the exam, you don't read out these words. You just immediately conclude it. You have to search for the negative words. You have to search for the extraordinary words in the questions. And then the answer lies in the question. If you find the exact keywords in your question, you can get your answers for that. That once you are coming to the classes, we always discuss in the class. After the each module, we have discussions on the question bank where we discuss, let's check this, there is accept, there is a not is there is a one of the choices not, so you have to look for these options. So that becomes a part of practice. So once you more practice it, then you are more cautious for this, or that is the way you can give the answer. If you see our almost we have the good pass percentage for the all the HR students, those who are appearing for the SHRM CP and SCP. So you can contact us for this or any other query regarding
Do you have any example for that right now?
for which
Any question which you have already showed us? Is there any word which has been highlighted or recognized in your past questions, like which you just took examples of?
not I'm just giving you that if you let me see if I have right now, because I have to open the just wait. I just give you one of the look at this question.
D.
D. Any other participant?
B.
I'm just clicking
D.
it. I don't know the answer. I'm just clicking it randomly. It will show you the answer. B or D or something. I just click it. Let's see. Answer is C. right?
So is this an example of what an actual exam looks like?
This is the kind of question bank which we have. Actually, she is asking me, so I have to look for it. I immediately I don't I don't have I just open my software where we have the question banks, so you can discuss this kind of question, easy question, tough question will be there. We have different simulation. We have, so that is the objective of giving you the this webinar.
And then to follow up with that question, I've taken other boards exams where it allows you, I see like there's a mark for review on the bottom left-hand corner. Is that an option on the SHRM test too that allows me to go back if it's the very first question and I absolutely don't know it, I can skip it, which allows me to come back at the end?
Yeah, this one is the, you can come, I just go back and come back. This is right, this way. That is there everywhere. If you have such certain, whether it's the Pearson exam or Amazon, or it's a you have your HRCI SHRM exam, so you can go back and you can review the question. That is the overall will be same. So can you answer this? Next question was what? Anyone who can answer?
A contract, maybe?
Right. Sorry, I click it on the A parts and by mistake.
No, that's okay.
Answer was right. So the objective is this kind of like the this. Let's do this question, then we'll finish it. ERG theory. This one I was getting here. No express outcome of behavior. No. Normally we would not
What of
see
this theory?
ERG extension relatedness growth. I just click it any randomly. The answer is B, extension. No expressed. Right. So that what was I was explaining in the webinar, that this kind of questions. So sometimes we don't see these kind of words in that. That was the objective of giving you the webinar. So anything else you want to ask me?
I have one question from you. I would be appearing for the paper in July, SHRM SCP.
Okay.
However, in August first week, I'm moving to Canada, and I think I can apply for CPHR also there.
Okay.
So so in case, for example, I haven't got through SHRM, how easy or tough CPHR is, or how different CPHR is from SHRM SCP?
Over all the students, those who are CPHR holders, they got the SHRM certification. The CPHR is easier than SHRM. Examination is of 3 hours. 160 question is already there. But there is no such, just like the situational question which are here. This where you fail in the situation questions, because we think from the Indian perspective or the Asian perspective. You have to think from the US perspective from that point, according to that situations. So CPHR, if you have clear it, we have the high success rate for the CPHR. All the students, those who have got their CPHR, they passed these SHRM immediately. There is a one way of doing this, like you will get your link, the fees will be waived off. If you're CPHR, you can sit at your place and they will give you the 10 questions for the SHRM, and you can gain your certification from this SHRM itself. That is the easy way. So it is a generalized, whatever my students are saying, they are saying that the SHRM was tough, but CPHR was easier to get into that,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm. And if you don't get through SHRM, you can give only next year, right? You can't sit for winter paper, is it?
Uh, you can give, but normally it is not advisable if you are not prepared, fully prepared, because the cost of fees cost is high, and I have seen the candidate, those who have, I tell you, there were students those who passed from, they failed twice in this SHRM. Then they contact us. After that, they took the CPHR mode and cleared the SHRM also. That is also the one of the best way of doing the SHRM from here. So they know their competition and the toughness level. They invested huge their time and your money in the SHRM. They prepare from the self study, and once they come to know, then they were, now they are clear with the SHRM. Now they are into Canada, and so one of them is in the US. Many of the students from the US also, they are taking this course from the CPHR mode itself.
Mm-hmm.
So you can opt for this.
That's smart.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and we are the CPHR Asia region, this holder. We represent the CPHR in whole of the Asia. We are authorized partner for that.
Mm-hmm.
You can contact on the cphrbc.ca British Columbia site. There you find this here. I just show you. If you see the CPHR site, this one. My webinar was there. There I have given you the pathways. So where you can attain your SHRM through CPHR or directly through the SHRM. So
Mm-hmm.
if you go to the contractors, here you will find all the numbers which are given on the screen. CPHR issue office. We hold the CPHR issue office, right?
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
So any other questions from the participants? I think we're done with that. So it was a pleasure meeting with you, everyone. Thank you so much for your time and your patience. We love with your discussion and your ideas. So meet you next time. So in the meantime, we'll send you all the participation certificates and the study material for the SHRM BOCK will send you. Thank you so much once again. Bye.